on Facebook. I'll just share it on Facebook as well. Okay, so we're live on Facebook. I'm going to share it. Okay, we are live. I just want to make sure it's shared everywhere first before we actually begin. Okay, good evening, and thank you for joining me tonight. For everyone who's joining us on Facebook, good night. Thank you for joining us for another session of for PCOS Awareness Month. Tonight, we'll be talking about stress management and quality of sleep, and we have a very special guest tonight. Two representatives of the Namaste Yoga and Ayurveda Center with us to cover everything with me tonight as we dive into this topic. Yoga is a form of holistic medicine that unites the mind, body, and spirit. It really creates a balance. It creates a strength and the flexibility that is needed when managing PCOS and any chronic illness, really. Yoga has some really good benefits for PCOS. It really helps with your stress management techniques. So it helps you with your anxiety and depression. It can improve your metabolism, your hormones. It may decrease your testosterone levels. And it's really a good all-encompassing practice for your well-being. So without further ado, thank you for joining me tonight. And I'm handing the floor over to you guys now to start your presentation.
Yeah. So Agnila, you'll be talking first. Agnila, you'll be talking first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namaste, all of you. Namaste, both of you. Thanks, Newtana, for inviting us. As you have said that yoga definitely is the solution, or I could say it could help you deal with the symptoms that you come across with PCOS. As you know, the different symptoms of PCOS, which are irregular or no menstrual cycles, you have frequent hair loss, heavy hair growth on the face, back, stomach, etc. Then you may also have frequent mood swings, anxiety, depression. So this is what yoga does help in, especially the stress management and the anxiety. So we have a very experienced guest with us and our member with us today, and his name is Rudresh Kumar Singh. He was the former yoga ambassador to Bahrain for Indian High Commission. He has worked there for 3 years, almost 3 years, and it's still continuing with his practice. So over to you, Rudresh Kumar Singh, for his presentation of yoga session today. He will be teaching you certain small techniques on breathing and meditation and so on, so that it could help you deal with these problems of PCOS. Thank you. Over to you, Rudresh.
So thank you for having me on this board, and let us understand what this polycystic ovary syndrome or polycystic ovary disease is. So first I'll be discussing a bit about the scientific terminology, that what happens, and then we'll go ahead with the symptoms, and then what are the reasons behind it, what what preventive measures we can take as a holistic approach by yoga, uh, different asanas and pranayam techniques, how we can uh, prevent ourselves from getting into this. So first of all, this PCOS is like, if you understand the normal pattern, so basically when egg is formed in the ovaries, so a responsible hormone which triggers in the brain, because of that eggs in 14 to 15 days it gets matured, and if a person do not conceives, then it comes in the form of menstrual cycle. That's the normal scenario. But if that hormone is produced in irregular quantity, then comes the problem. And how the problem comes is like, if improper hormone production is there, then you have normal, it's like, one or two egg cells are formed normally. But if improper hormone is produced, then more number of eggs will be formed. More number of cysts are observed there because of improper hormone formation. And then comes poly means many, and cyst is like more cysts are observed in the ovary. So that is the, through the sonography imaging we can observe that more cysts are formed in this polycystic ovary disease case. So this is the first reason behind how it happens. Second, improper hormone eggs formation, improper hormone production are the two root cause for this PCOS. Third, improper microenvironment. How microenvironment is improper? Improper microenvironment means to say that a hormone which is responsible for male, means it's a male pattern hormone, that is androgen, it might get produced more into the female. And because of that, male pattern are observed in females, like more hair growth on your face, or you can say more pimples or acne on face, and then on other different parts of the body. That is because of androgen hormone, which is produced usually in male, but that is observed production is observed more in female. Third, apart from that, you get insulin resistance. Mean insulin production get imbalanced because of that. And then quality of egg production gets reduced, and because of that, what happens, you get irregular cycle symptoms. What is observed usually is you get irregular menstrual cycle. You might, it might get delayed, maybe for a month, 2 months or more. And then comes the androgen hormone side effect. I have already explained that it gets more into female. And then insulin means the glucose and glycogen conversion. Basically, if you want to understand the insulin, how it happens, so basically pancreas releases that insulin, and if insulin is not produced in proper quantity in the body, the glucose and glycogen level will not be balanced, and because of that we get the problem of sugar, and that is associated with what, increasing the weight. So you might observe that if improper PCOS, this hormone production, how it is interrelated with different problems. So a person might put on weight, weight increase is the most often observed pattern. And then next problem is when you plan to conceive, you might observe some difficulties. So these are the basic symptoms, uh, step-by-step symptoms which usually observed in PCOS case. And then reason, the primary reason is like improper quality of eggs, then more exposure to toxins in terms of if a person is involved in smoking or alcohol or other toxins, if he gets exposed, then this can be observed. Second reason, irregular sleeping pattern. If a person is not having a balanced proper sleep, then also this problem may occur. Usually we have a nature, a cycle, ideally it is said that in the night 10 to 12 p.m, in between that time, a hormone responsible to get you into sleep secretes more. But if you postpone more than that, you might not get that proper sleep. So even if we are keeping a fixed pattern for a balanced sleep, then also we can avoid this problem. Then comes, sometimes it is due to genetic factor. Genetic factor also, sometimes you might get PCOS. That's the different case. So what we can do, and different age group, different effects are observed. Like young age, you might observe that irregular menstrual cycle that is observed. Second, young age also means look wise, you might get pimples and other more hairs on different parts. Uh, the third is disorder in fertility, means if you get develop PCOS, and then you might observe that problem in the fertility. So a person can face this issue of getting conceived. Fourth is old age people might get a chance, means some cases they might get a chance of having carcinogenic impact or developing cancer. So the possible solution in the terms of medical science, you get cosmetologist for things, then gynecologist you can consult, and then the in terms of, now we are coming to the main point of holistic approach, that how we can prevent. So yoga, coming to back to the yoga, how we can balance things. So yoga is specifically the asanas which has an impact on different regions. For hormonal balance, different asanas are there. For example, if a person, Agnila, can we get a demonstration done, or maybe later on can be shared? So basically, asanas name I am telling. Sarvangasana is very, very helpful. Sarvangasana is usually, in general terms, for hormonal balancing, it's very important. So basically, it's inverted asana, where you get more impact on your neck region. So how everything we can understand in the scientific dimension. The neck region, the more you see, all the nerves passing through the neck region is connected to the brain, and some or other way it's all connected to different internal organs of the our body, right? So when you create impact on this neck region, you block all these nerves, and that is how you can improve its functioning. So by means of pranayama, applying bandha and different asana postures, you create an impact, you regulate this functioning of this different organs, and that is how. So sarvangasana, halasan, matsyasana, these are the primary important asanas which we can do in terms of asana. Also practicing sun salutation will help a lot. How sun salutation will help? Sun salutation will help you to balance your body weight, and also getting different asanas, like for insulin case, how to regulate insulin production. If you do ardha matsyendrasana, the asana which involved, which has an impact on your pancreas, on the stomach related different organs, that will have an impact, that will regulate the production of insulin. So that way, different asanas, even so, the people those who are into the practice of yoga, knowingly or unknowingly, they are working completely on different organs. How scientifically yoga helps? Basically, the more we work on different postures, that improves the functioning of all different organs within our body. When organs are responding properly, your brain will be more efficient, and that is how hormonal balance will be there. So different factors had its own role. The way we are taking food, the way we keep our sleeping pattern balanced, having a balanced quality life, and giving quality time for the self will help a lot. So coming, this was all the asanas part. Practicing different inverted asanas, practicing sun salutation for at least 15-20 minutes will help to keep our body weight balanced. And then coming back to the pranayam part. So pranayam part, certainly I'll be demonstrating two techniques. So the way you create an impact on the asanas, and you regulate the breathing pattern, and means you create the different impact on the nerves, and that is how you regulate your hormonal balance. Similarly, in pranayam also it is possible. So pranayam, there is a, in yoga there is a dimension called pran vidya. In means, by regulating the prana, the life force energy, you can heal any problem. You can cure any problem in the body. Basically, uh, the more prana you supply to the different organs, you'll be able to rejuvenate that. And how you remain fit, how you look more vibrant and young, how you increase your lifespan because of prana, that also I will be discussing. So pranayam is basically, there are more scientific dimensions, but less explored and less explained. People, when we talk about yoga, mostly they have understanding that only doing asanas part. That's not yoga. There are more other techniques also. There are different limbs of yoga. So getting into pranayam, bandh mudras practice will help a lot. We can get more efficient into in terms of personal life, balancing the personal life. Now, for example, you are talking about the stress or anxiety or different mood swings. So basically, pranayam practice can also help you to become more emotionally strong. A person will not be having that kind of mood swings. So pranayam, normal, you rejuvenate prana and supply it to different regions. But pranayam combined with bandh means when you apply the uh, different bandh, and then you are triggering, you are regulating the function, hormonal functioning, and rejuvenating the brain system, improving the functioning. Just a small example. For example, Surya Bhedi pranayam is done normally when you breathe in for till your best capacity, and you hold it 4 times the amount you have taken breath, and then you hold it till your best capacity 4 times more. Then you release it to the other nostril. So the more amount you breathe in, the more long time you hold it, the impact you'll create by applying the bandha in the neck region, you create a better impact. You regulate the hormonal functioning, and just you observe how I'm doing, and that can be practiced. So just observe a subtle way. I'll be just breathing through the right nostril, and I'll be holding till the best capacity. So pranayam practice, in advanced pranayams, it has been explained that we should hold the breath till we get a kind of sweating from head to toe. So that requires a little practice with consistency and with effort. When you increase the lung capacity, you'll be able to get into this. So let us just observe how a bandh means pranayam aligned with a bandh blockage, how it can activate all different nerves, how it can create an impact. I'll be demonstrating right now. Okay. So breathing in through the right nostril, holding it till best capacity, and releasing it to the left nostril. So holding means I'll be applying that. Bandh is called Jalandhar bandh, means applying bandh in the neck region. Chin should be touching to the collarbone, and then, okay. So two options, either we can hold these fingers and we can keep it like this, or keeping these two fingers in between your eyebrows. Both options are fine. And let us just observe this. You got this? So this is the way advanced pranayam practices can help. So understand the scientific dimension of it. You have taken the breaths. Now, normal pattern, what will happen? The breaths, the prana which you are supposed to send it to the brain region, you have blocked it, and that pran vayu means udan vayu. It's called that the prana which flows to the brain region. You have blocked it, and now you are regulating it both the prana till the navel region, and the all the nerves in the neck region is blocked. So basically, all nerves which are connected to the different organs and connected to the brain, you have blocked it scientifically. And the more you hold it for a long time, you create a better impact in terms of regulating the hormone. And that is, and also when this prana meets both these different air circulation meets at navel region, you basically stop the aging process. Basically, you stop that aging cycle. So that is how pranayam in ancient practices, the more people who are into pranayam practice, you enhance your lifespan. So pranayam is more valuable. So depending on the availability of time, we can practice different pranayams. So this is called Surya Bhedi pranayam, one of the most efficient pranayam in terms of regulating hormone, in terms of improving your lung capacity. Usually, people how easily they get tired at grown up age. Just a small example, when a small child you see, if they play day and night, they don't get tired. Why? Because they have better lung capacity. They're able to utilize their 95% of lung capacity. But when a person grows, we are able to utilize just 35-40% or 45% of our lung capacity. Less lung capacity, a person get tired by just doing a small task. So enhancing lung capacity will help you a lot to become more efficient at workplace. I hope that's clear. Second, practicing Kapal Bhati. Kapal Bhati comes in the Satkarma cleansing processes. That also creates, because it has impact on your brain. So Kapal Bhati pranayam practicing for 5-10 minutes will help a lot. Along with that, so Surya Bhedi, this depending on how much time we have. Initially, you can breathe in for 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, and hold it in that ratio. After certain period of time, you'll notice that your lung capacity will enhance. You'll be able to breathe in for more long time, and you'll be able to hold it for more long time. And simultaneously, the impact will be better. So pranayam has that value. Practicing different breathing pattern will help a lot. Okay. Coming back to the anxiety and stress, what are the root causes, why it happens, and how we can avoid that? So basically, stress, the root factor, if you want to understand, when your energy level, a person's energy level goes down, if he's not fit, if he is not that enthusiastic, when your prana, basically the life force energy because of which your life is running, that goes down, a person gets into stress and anxiety. So what's usually what will happen? You tend to postpone your work, and then comes work pressure, and then laziness and lethargy is the reason you tend to postpone your work, and then you don't feel like interacting. Then you become introvert, and then the extreme level of lowest level of that is stress is people get into suicidal tendencies. So when we keep our by holistic practices of asanas, pranayam, and proper balanced food, nutritional food, we can keep ourselves more enthusiastic and energetic. So everything has a purpose. Practicing, getting into physical activities like working out, running, jogging, swimming, or anything that will help you at physical level. Practicing pranayam will help you at emotional level, and also at the it has immense benefit. Pranayam, you can go on and there are multiple benefits of pranayam. So the more command we have on on our prana, more emotionally you will be stable, because different parts of our body is associated with different emotions. You might, and it's all positive and negative both. A person can be more creative, innovative, can be more happy and generous, can have love, belongingness, and compassion for the society, can be more contented, focused, precise, and uh, serene and peaceful by nature. Similarly, a person can be so short tempered, can be very sad, upset, down, can have like kind of hatred and jealousy towards anyone can go into kind of creating inner violence. So that all is associated with the prana. The more positive energy we have, the more we practice pranayam, we regulate all these emotions as well. And regulating these emotions will help you to have a balanced life. So different kind of emotions, positive or negative, keep triggering to us. Practicing pranayam helps to balance and stay away from negative emotions, and you keep a balance. So that is the role of pranayam. Different pranayams have different roles. So stress and anxiety, basic root cause, the low prana in the body, the low energy of the body, person gets into stress and anxiety. Then kind of mood swings also is because of low prana in the body. So if you are more enthusiastic, peaceful and calm and serene, you'll be more stable. So getting into asana, the ideal, the ancient practices of the sequence says that first you remove at the level of toxins, you remove all the impurities from the body. And then how there are different satkarma cleansing processes. From nostrils, whatever air we are taking, certain way we intake some dust particles and different all the impure particles. So cleaning of nostrils, there is Jalneti and Raban Sutraneti practice, and Sitkram and Vyutkram Kapalbhati, more advanced practices are there. And that does not only help for the nostrils, even all the brain region organs, it helps even for eyes, ears, and pituitary glands becomes more active. So it for the brain region, Nethi is more advised. Certainly someday you can learn with Agnila Didi. And then comes for ears. For everything there is a process. For brain, it's Kapalbhati. For eyes, it's the Tratak process. And for intestine cleansing, means mostly you notice that they say the root stomach digestive system is the root cause for all the disease. If we are able to keep our digestive system more healthy, how it is associated, just notice a small pattern that if your digestive system is not fine, that day won't feel fine, means there will be lots of disturbance at the level of brain. You cannot be focused or concentrated. If digestive system is improper because of improper food, you'll not be able to meditate, or you cannot have that peaceful and serene mind. So because of improper food, digestive system is disturbed, and that is connected to the state of mind. So having balanced food has a role, and cleaning process of intestine helps you to that way. And then different like Agnisar Kriya, Noli Kriya, these are all for the strengthening of our stomach related organs. So after cleansing process is done, all different Satkarma processes, then you get into Suchmasana for strengthening and flexibility of your body. Once your body, it's like a step by step preparation. So once your body is prepared, then you get into asanas. Asanas, holding postures for more long time, being more stable, it gives you a more balanced uh, body. At the level of body, at the level of mind, you have that balance. And then comes practicing pranayam, bandh and mudras. It has another next level dimension of keeping you, preparing you for that subtle state of mind. Means you stay away from all the negative emotions and keeping balance. Once you are prepared with that, you get into meditation and see you remove all the toxins from the body. All the organs are responding properly because of practice of asana and pranayam, and then you remain healthy. And at the same time, you maintain a healthy food pattern as well. There are different multiple research has been done that how nutritional food affects your brain or affects your body in terms of being physically strong. So there was a research done on mice that similar age group and similar set of mice, they were taken into two different groups, and they were one group was fed with the junk kind of food and one group was fed with the balanced nutritional food required for them. So after certain period of time, they were left into the water tank, and the group which was fed with the nutritional food, they were all mentally more strong and physically also strong, and they could cross over the water and they could uh, come out of water successfully. So practically they proved that how keeping a balanced nutritional food has a role at the level of brain and the level of uh, physical strength as well. So we should be more like having a balanced, proper food. There is another recent research and documentary which was presented, like the Game Changers movie. You can watch certainly someday. That how they have mentioned all the brilliant practitioners in the field and in the field of all across world. If you notice their food pattern, that they are taking the nutritional supplements from the primary resource. So primary resource, I would advise you to watch that movie, and they have provided all the scientific dimensions. So stress won't be there if we keep a holistic approach. If we are practicing asana, pranayam, bandhan mudras, everything, then also it's fine. And let us understand all different, why the bangles are advised in ancient times. People used to wear the bangles, especially ladies. So that has, in terms of acupressure point, from this region till this region, it's all acupressure point, different points that also triggers the proper hormonal balance functioning. So for ladies, it was all different processes and practices. And if you talk about ancient times, or how you take a cream from the means from curd, how in India in ancient times, if you notice that taking out of cream, that has involved the different processes and practices. So different process involves certain way, or you don't know, but you create an impact. That is why people in ancient time, different practices, they remained away from all these modern kind of medical complications. We can avoid also keeping our brain region more peaceful, calm, and serene, more concentrated. Practicing Brahmari pranayama is very helpful. So Brahmari, usually it's a very easy process. You take breathing for a long time, and then you produce that humming sound, and that will help a lot to keep more quality sleep. So this I am covering because quality sleep pattern is very important in terms of keeping a balance for your PCOS problem. So Bhramari, just I'll demonstrate one set, and then we'll proceed further. So just observe how Bhramari is done. Like that, we can do it for whatever time available. If a person gets into Brahmari pranayama and practices for 5-10 minutes, you will definitely get very sound sleep. So this Brahmari pranayama basically helps to keep a sound sleep, better sleep quality. Sleep quality we can improve. Apart from that, usually what we notice, uh, in terms of scientific dimension, there was a Japanese scientist who did research on sound, and whatever different kind of sound we are exposed, or different emotions we are exposed, that has an impact on basically water. And that is how he proved practically that the kind of sound and emotions we are exposed, that has an impact on our life as well. So he observed the different impact of different sounds on water crystals. So he did electron microscopy imaging of water crystals. He exposed it to different very harsh metal music, then music, classical music, different classical instrumental music, and then he came to the this different recitation in the practice of spiritual practices. So he observed that different crystals were formed, and even the kind of emotions we are exposed to, that also that changes the crystal patterns of water. So scientifically, he established the point that whenever we are into a kind of very too much exposed to negative emotions, that changes our human body contains 70% of water element. So the more a person is like very emotionally very down, or gets into kind of very short tempered and involved into that kind of thing, that also create a impact on our health. So uh, this kind of humming sound and all different practices, everything has a role. We just need to have that vision to explore it. It's all very interesting. So the crux of this story is like, uh, you know, it begins like in cycle, in a step. It begins. You take proper balanced sleep in the night. When you wake up in the morning, I'm just summarizing it. You keep a balanced sleep. The precise point, keeping a balanced sleep in the night, and how you get a balanced sleep, sound sleep. Practice Brahmari before that. Okay. So keeping a balanced quality sleep, ideally, it it, it rejuvenates our system. Nature forces you to sleep, to go into sleep. Throughout the day, you have worked, and then you get sleep. When you wake up, you get do some physical activity, do some physical exercises that will help you to keep all the organs more functioning and responding. Then comes, you take balanced food. Okay. And depending on time available, even after the day you have worked, you come back to the home, take some time, at least 20-30 minutes for the self, practice some breathing techniques, and then have your, that way we can keep a balance. So getting more into step by step into meditation and pranayam will help a lot. So holistic approach is that, and if we maintain that, certainly I'm very sure that there will be no stress or any kind of mood swings, and we can definitely. So it's all a step by step balance approach. I hope it's more clear now. Any question?
Thank you. That's that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of really good information. I know personally, I learned so much the last 30 minutes. I was trying to make some notes, but I definitely come back to you with questions. I will try my best to be better at practicing yoga and work and doing breath work. Right now, I started a challenge where I challenge everyone to try to do breath work or meditate for at least 5 minutes every day. But I see the value now after your explanation that I should try to increase that, and I will work on increasing that. And right before bed to do more to improve the quality of my sleep. Right now, what I do is I don't use my phones or anything just as I'm about to go into bed. I just put all of that away and I have a book, whatever it is, and I just read. And I just try to like calm myself down without having any devices near me. So now it's just one more added thing to add to my bed.
That's kind of digital detox. I definitely appreciate that. If
So I
you
have one
maintain
more.
that, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the one more thing now to add to my bedtime routine to work on that, because that's one of the things I still struggle with is my quality of sleep. I could be in bed for 8 hours and I still will not feel as rested as I should after 8 hours. So definitely I will spend more time practicing the different techniques.
Just one thing I would add, Nutna. Uh, just observe, we can implement practically. The more heavy food we take for digestion process, system requires more rest. If we eat very light and easily digestible soft food in the night, and you take it not too late, you finish it before 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock possibly, then you'll notice that digestive system will remain more healthy and quality of sleep will also improve. If a person takes too much of kind of junk or spicy or any kind of and heavy food in the night, and you are just resting, you require more sleep and you will not feel that freshness. So keeping that a balance and very light kind of healthy food in the night is advised. Okay, that will also improve the sleep quality.
I try to make sure I eat at least 4 hours before bed because I like to have tea in the night too. So I just have some herbal tea, no milk, no sugar, obviously, just like an hour before bed. And I try to eat by 6, 7 p.m. And I like spicy food, but spicy food does not like me. So I try to avoid it on a general basis, even though I like it. I know it's not good. My stomach is not a fan. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be sharing the techniques when I get them. I will post it on the page for everyone who wants to just go over everything. I know it's a lot of new information for myself as well. So I'm pretty sure. So the video will be available on Facebook after as well. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you
Thank you.
for
Thank
sharing.
you so much, Nutana. Thanks for inviting us on your
Thank
show.
you.
It
Thank
was
you for
really
coming
nice.
and sharing your knowledge. You guys are really insightful and really knowledgeable.
Yes, and we will also be having online pranayam classes,
Mhm.
and Rudresh Kumar Singh will also be, leading those classes. So if anyone is interested, you could still
I'm
continue with your
definitely-
pranayam even if you're not here.
I'm interested in that. Just like whenever you send me the information for that, I will share it to the page as well.
Yes,
So whoever's watching on
definitely.
Facebook, they can join. And again, Namaste Yoga's Yoga
Namaste.
Namaste Yoga and Ayurveda Center. They have a Facebook page, and I'm pretty sure I tagged the page. If not, I will just share the page later so everyone can just go across to get all of the yoga tips that's much needed to help with your PCOS management. Because, like I said earlier, and like you've covered thoroughly, yoga is a holistic form of medicine. And my approach and everyone's approach to managing PCOS should be a holistic approach. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for making
Thank
the
you.
time, both of you.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Thank you so much.
Have
Thanks,
a good
Rudresh.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.